Hi, Barry from Reviewer's Diary, and I promised you a tutorial that was all Laura Geller products. And now I've done it. This face is all Laura Geller, the lips, everything. The only thing I cheated on was a little under eye powder and to set my concealer and a little bit of brow gel. But otherwise it's all Laura Geller products. So stay tuned and watch the show. Okay, so as promised, I am going to do an entire makeup look with Laura Geller products only. Now I've already put on a primer. I have two. I really like this hydrating primer, probably the best. This one is one I did put on, and this one is the Ethereal, which is a kind of illuminating type of a primer. So it's Ethereal, and this one, my favorite, is the Moisturizing Under Makeup Primer, which is this one. These are both very comfortable to wear. This one's more comfortable, I guess, because it's moisturizing. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be using in this tutorial, and that is the liquid foundation. I'm going to seal it with the powder foundation. I know, it sounds funny. This is the Balance and Brighten Baked in medium, which is a little bit dark, so I'm just going to use it kind of to warm my face up a little bit and seal my makeup. I'm also going to use this eyeshadow set and this blush, and I'll tell you what each of these things are as I open them and start using them, and this highlighter, this eyeliner and mascara. I'm going to be using this sheer lip tint in pomegranate. And so let's get this underway. I'm going to take the foundation. My color is just light. It has a neat pump. It's one of the things I like about this. A lot of people got a sample of this in one of the boxes. I can't remember which one, but it was not one that I got. It was a little bit darker. I think it was light medium, and it has a slightly yellow tint, and people were like really upset about that. Well, you know what? A slightly yellow tint neutralizes a lot of stuff. So what I start with is one pump on the back of my hand. Okay, start by dotting it on my head, and yeah, it does look orange. That's okay, because I have worn this and it comes out beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I do use brush with this, and I use my Real Techniques foundation brush. I pick up what's left on my hand and start in my chin area. Oh, I forgot to mention I have the concealer also. So you can see that it's not turning my skin bright orange or bright yellow. And it does seem to correct. I do have some redness. I have a scar. I have under eye circles that are like a nightmare. I do have a mirror here that are a nightmare, and it does seem to help with those a little bit. It could be my imagination, but you know. All right, so just for demonstration purposes, this is basically how much I would normally wear. One pump, but if I wanted heavier coverage, I would do it again, another pump. This time I would pick up with my brush a little bit, just a little bit, and put it in the places that I feel I really need it, not like everywhere. Okay, and blend that out again. And you can see that is a little bit more buildable. Now, the other flaws that I have, you know, you can actually pat it on instead of rubbing it on, and you can see you get a little bit heavier coverage. I have a sunspot here. Drives me crazy, but you can actually pat it so that it's less noticeable. This is not a new foundation. This is like pretty much been around for a while. But I did have some subscribers ask me to please do Laura Geller, so here I am. All right, so that is just these two products now. The Ethereal Primer and this foundation. This looks a little bit still like not quite blended out in this area here. And I'm just going to take a quick look in my magnification mirror and make sure that I don't look horrible and I just don't see it. Now I'm going to use the under eye cover. The problem I have had with this is it's very thick. Now, a lot of people wouldn't see that as a problem. They might see it as an advantage. But given the having fine lines under my eye area, which honestly, even some young people have, I've seen that. I'm always afraid that it's going to cause creasing. Now, this is all I use. I don't use any more than that. This is tiny, but it's going to last probably like till the end of time because of how little you use. This was pricey. I think this was $22. I did not get any of this makeup for free. I paid for everything. Most of the products I have like this and like this, I bought them in sets, and that is your best bet for saving money on Laura Geller products. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the under eye. And I know it looks really white. I promise you I have used it and I can blend it out, so it's not really a huge problem. I will put a little bit on my eyelids since I don't have an eyelid primer from Laura Geller. Okay. And I'm going to go back in with my complexion brush. And I'm going to do the best I can to marry the under eye to the foundation. Now I know a lot of people would say, use a beauty blender. You have got to use a beauty blender. It works so much better. With some makeups I do, and I do need to practice around my eyes, but honestly, I find it much easier and more user-friendly for me to use a brush. But I go through phases. I have a couple of beauty blenders. I have Real Techniques, and I have the Beauty Blender brand, and I bought this thing on Amazon. It's a little one, but it's not tiny enough to really qualify as a small beauty blender. I haven't tried it yet. It feels a lot firmer. Okay, so I put a little bit of lightness down here, a little down my nose. Now I look like a ghost. I know, I do. I'm going to look in the magnification mirror and check it and make sure I don't have a whole bunch of fine lines and stuff going on. Which, the fine lines, they're not going to go away, but the smoother my application is with this makeup, the better it's going to look. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Balance and Brighten, which is the foundation. I'm only going to use my big giant fluffy powder brush because I'm not looking to really put foundation heavily on. I have worn this by itself. Even though it says medium, it does seem to complement my skin tone. So I'm just going to warm up a little bit on the sides here. A little bit on the forehead, down the nose, kind of all over. I know, I'm putting it all over, aren't I? Okay, I don't think that she makes a setting powder for the under eye. If she does, I've never seen it. So if you are going to use any kind of setting powder for under your eyes, you're going to have to go outside the box. I'm going to take this Makeup Forever HD, and I'm going to just put a little bit under my eye area. It'll set my under eye, but honestly, I'm not that wild about it. I notice sometimes late in the day that a lot of times there's like a little bit of lining that starts to show up, and so I usually find that setting powders are not always great. that sometimes you just need to let the makeup you have on set. Not all makeup does set, so you know, you have to weigh what you need to do. So anyway, I did powder my under eyes. I just kind of gave it a little bit of a blend, and now this is a canvas that we can work with. Now, please remember, I am not a makeup artist. I'm going to start, since I already warmed myself up with a little bit of the Balanced Brighten, I'm going to start with a little bit of highlighter and a little bit of blush. I think I'll start with the blush first. This one is in Tropic Hues. One thing with Laura Geller blushes is you have to keep in mind everything that she makes is highly pigmented. I mean, really pigmented. So you want to be careful not to overdo. You can see how strong that is, and I just tried to dust on the lightest amount that I possibly could. I can see that the illuminating primer does seem to be, I can see in the mirror, it does seem to be illuminating me a little bit. I was really considering getting an illuminating foundation, but I was afraid that would just magnify all the flaws that I have. You know, the age and all that. Now I'm taking this highlighter, which is in the color Portofino. And I'm using the same brush that I used to touch up under my eyes, and I'm just going to stroke on a little bit of this under on here. Okay, so this is the highlighter. Now I have several eyeshadow sets. This is the big one that I have from Laura Geller. And I never bought the palettes that she has because I have so many palettes that I don't even think I could fit another palette in my palette holder. This is the trio, let's see, what are you called? Blueberry Muffin. Okay, so. All right, now let me pull out one of my favorite brushes for makeup, and that would be this Tarte brush is one of them. I know that I have Laura Geller brushes, but I'm not sure in my bunch of brushes here which ones they are. Oh, here's one. I'm not really that wild about the brushes that I've gotten in sets. Now, individually purchased her brushes may be better. I don't know. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this shade in my transition area, and a little bit of the blue is going to be like kind of like a accent shade. All right, so I'll start first with the lightest color and just start putting that in the places that I know I need it the most. On the inner corner and this inner area here, and up in the brow area. It looks like I have nothing on, but that's because this tan so closely matches the color of my skin right now. So it's not all that visible, but trust me, it is powdering everywhere. I'm going to move on to this brown shade and put it in the transition area. Actually, should put a little more of this light color all over my lid. And this brown color, which is so beautiful. I'm going to lightly put a little bit of that in the crease. Trying very hard not to make it too dark. Not easy. And now I'm going to take this brush, which is a little narrow brush, and I'm going to pick up some of this blue and put it in the corner. And then blend it out a little bit. So it's barely perceptible, so I don't know. Blend that out. And here we go. I don't have an eyebrow pencil by her, so I am not going to do my eyebrows with a pencil. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brown color and I'm going to touch up my eyebrows with this color. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that brown color for my eyebrows just to give them a little definition, because they are like not defined unless I use a pencil or some kind of a shadow on it. And I did want to try to use all Laura Geller products, so that's why I did that. I do have a little spoolie here, so I just bring them up a little bit. And finally, I've got the eyeliner. Awesome stuff. It's a retractable roll-up. This is like so new that I don't know for sure if it's gonna be soft enough or not. I wanted to be able to do this tutorial, and I actually had planned it long ago. So I did get all the products I needed, including the mascara, which is like to die for. But I didn't have the eyeliner, so that is one thing that I had to order, but I ordered it like 6 months ago. So it's not new, but you know, it's eyeliner, so. It's actually very soft and nice. Okay, and a little bit under the eye area. I don't like to go too crazy under the eyes, but I do like to stroke a little bit of eyeshadow under there, so I will do that. Okay, so I did go into the corners, and this is very nice. I got to use it more before it goes bad, but I have all my Laura Geller separate, and maybe that's not a good idea. So I'm going to take this blue color, and I'm going to use the narrow end of this brush, and I'm going to just brush a little bit of that blue underneath my eyes. Now, I'm not sure that you can still get this palette, this little palette. I did see it on the website quite a few months ago. I haven't really looked at it for it since I managed to get my hands on one. I bought mine through Amazon, through a makeup dealer. It is Laura Geller. It's exactly the same as what she's got on her website, but I don't know if it's still available or not. I did end up going a little bit heavy under one eye, but it's like the old, you know, there's a very funny video out there. I'll see if I can find it and link it down below. And it's YouTube versus reality. And the funny reality is she puts on eyeliner. Like first she has the YouTube beauty and she has perfect eyeliner, perfect, and then she does reality. And reality is her like with, uh-oh, that line's a little thick. Uh-oh, better, uh-oh, now that one's too thick. I gotta think. And before you know it, you end up adding more makeup. So I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna just let this be and put on the mascara and the lipstick. So this mascara, I'll put my glasses on and tell you what everything is that I've used today, right down to the colors. This mascara is awesome. That I do know because I gave a set to my daughter and she got this mascara and it's really, truly awesome. Now I've just opened it and so it's like my 4th mascara that's open. What I like about it is it has this little skinny wand and you can really get in there, like almost like tight lining. I like to put more than one coat on with this mascara because I do that tight up against the eyelids with it. Actually, anytime I have a mascara that has a little wand like this, I do that. So I end up using 2 coats. Okay, so I'll do the lower lashes. A little easier to get in there with a small wand like this. So that is it. I just have to put on this lip color and we'll be all done. Now this is nice and bright, and honestly when you're wearing a slightly more natural eye, you can get away with a crazy color like this. This is very emollient. So I am going to do one more cheat, and I'm going to pick up my one of my eyebrow gels. I have this Chella, which is cruelty free, and I'm just going to put that on my eyebrows just to hold them in place. This is clear brow gel. Okay, so there you have it. Let me take a quick look, make sure there isn't anything I have to touch up or do, and it does not look like I need any touch-ups at all. Now, as you can see, now that my skin has warmed up, the foundation actually looks better on than even when I put it on. The under eye concealer I did have to play with quite a bit because I put it on a little heavy. It's very easy to accidentally put too much on. And I did use this Balance and Brighten. So I'm going to put my glasses on and I'll tell you everything I used. And I'll be right back. I started with this Ethereal primer. Laura Geller primers, 2 ounces last forever. This one has like kind of a little bit of a brightness to it. And I can definitely see that. Next, I used the Laura Geller foundation in the color Light. And do I look yellow to you? No. Because even though it has a very slightly yellowish tint, it's color correcting pigments, but it does say blend well for flawless radiant coverage. It's 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty much the typical foundation size, and it has a pump, which is very hygienic and actually apparently makes your foundations last longer. Her concealer, also in the color Light, it does say to use sparingly, apply by brush or fingertip, and blend lightly. So I definitely used a little bit too much, I think, in this video. I could have maybe taken my little foundation brush and put it on instead. I might have gotten a better application. I then powdered myself because I don't know, I just don't feel finished until I powder, and I don't really feel finished without my Urban Decay on, but I don't put it on after I put mascara on because I've never had a good feeling after that. So I also use Baked and Brighten foundation in the color Medium, and I use this basically to kind of give my face a little bit of warmth and seal some of those powdery areas. Then I use this highlighter, and this is highlighter in Portofino. This comes in a much larger size, so you can get it bigger. This is just like the sampler size. Came in a set. And this blush is in Tropic Hues. I think I got this in one of my favorite bags. I want to say that it was Birchbox. I also use the eyeliner, and it's incredible waterproof. Just to give you a color, it strokes on very easy, and it's nice and black. And I use this mascara, which is the Dramatic Volumizing Mascara. And the way I get that volume is to start by tightlining and then putting a second coat of mascara on. So I hope you enjoyed that. I am going to be taping another video with a Sephora haul. I got a gift certificate, and so of course you know me, I had to spend it. I don't hold on to gift certificates. They tend to expire or you lose them. So, and especially when I get a Sephora gift certificate. So I do have a Sephora haul, and there is a makeup in there, face makeup. So watch that video and let me know if you want to see that or if you would like to see a different foundation. So far I've done the Laura Geller and I've done Naked Skin. I also have, let me show you what I have available. I just got this new one from Smashbox. I can do it on this one. I can do it on Halo, which I think I may have already done at some point, but I'm not sure. And I have 2 others. These are my Holy Grail products, my absolute favorite foundations, and that is the Tarte, and this is in like, I kept the little card because it's not on here, but it's like a honey light honey color. Honey was in the name. And Born This Way. I love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff. And this is in Warm Nude. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And let me know what you'd like to see next. So the stuff I just went over. You might want to see one of those. So I do appreciate you watching and have a beautiful evening. Good night.